بسم الله الحمد لله الذي هدى والصلاة والسلام على سيد الرسل وخاتم الأنبياء وعلى آله وأصحابه الذين اجتبى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We will try very hard, inshallah, to stick to around 30 minutes for our Khattira, our gathering, inshallah. And these gatherings are filled with a purpose. So I'm just going to basically introduce that purpose today, and then we're going to begin our series on the Hajj with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam had a great love for this ummah. And the flavor of his love for this ummah, especially for the latter part of this ummah, it has its footprints over various ahadith. Shaykh Nuruddin Zinki rahmatullah alayhi, the famous Shaykh of Salahuddin al-Ayyubi, what a man he was. He molded Salahuddin al-Ayyubi to become this warrior and this leader of Islam. When he was quite young, he imparted one advice. That's the same advice I'm going to share with you. And it will show you the deep love, I wouldn't even use the word concern, the love and the connection that our beloved Habibuna al-Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam shares with this ummah. And it's something that he wants the ummah to remember, to work upon, and to build. And why I want to touch on this, I want to clarify this point. This program, Khattira, we're going to explain what Khawatir means just now. It's not my program. It's the Masjid program. It's here to build the community. We are together as an ummah. We need to lift ourselves up. We need to deepen our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And subhanallah, it's really only a fool will think that people are not searching for the deeper connection with Allah. Everyone that's sitting here, I know this with certainty. Everybody has this internal deep yearning that Allah, I would also love to experience something with you, something that I can hold on, something that will be so strong. As Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab said, if you find that one thing that bonds you with Allah, hold on to it, for I tell you, it will go with you into the grave, it will come to the day of Qiyamah, and when you come to Allah, it will be like our rattle is in a baby's hand. It's not a hadith, it's the same as Sayyidina Umar. You will come, you know that our child takes comfort on that pillow or that little blanket. Everyone that's here is searching for something different. We have different needs, spiritually, physically, mentally. So these hawadir, these gatherings are here to inspire us, to build us. Various topics, various discussions as a community, inshallah. And that is why you must message, you must speak to me, speak to anybody. We would like to hear this, we would like to hear this. And inshallah, we'll see where we can mold that. So Shaykh Nuruddin Zinki, he tells Salahuddin al-Ayyubi, he tells him, and he quotes this hadith, a very, very, very authentic hadith of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that's narrated from Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. So he tells him, O Salahuddin, I already see a light in you. I see, he was young. And he's already preparing to be the leader of an entire army, a garrison, against the Fatimid dynasty. 14-year-old. More children at that time, it's still Call of Duty, Xbox, we don't know what's happening in the world. And he sits him down and he tells him, I see a light in you. And through this, I believe that Allah is going to use you to change the course of history. Where is he telling him this? At the back of the Jamia Masjid, when they're putting on their shoes. It's amazing. He tells him, I see this light in you, and you're going to do this. And then he gives him a few steps of advice, of which one is that let your intention with Allah, let your withaqa, let your promise to you and Allah be a broad one. For the only thing that's limiting you, O Salatul Ayyubi, is you. Only you. This gathering, we don't know how big it can be. We don't know how it could change the course of the history of South Africa. We don't know the ikhlas of those that attend here, that this may change lives of people in other countries. It's your broadness that you have in your heart between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that something is achieved. So he looks at him, he's a 14-year-old youngster. The Muslims are there, they're going down, they're spiraling down. The Shias are pushing hard against the Muslims. And he holds his hand, he starts his hand, and he says, Amil Aqsa, Awil Aqsa. If I tell you that I will conquer Al-Aqsa, will that come to me? He says, that's too small. But that was the greatest aspiration of the Ummah at that time, that they lost Masjid Al-Aqsa and they wanted back. The Crusades are winning. Subhanallah. May Allah subhanallah. So that was something very interesting. And this hadith of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and he tells him, سَيَأْتِكُمْ أَقْوَامٌ يَطْلَبُونَ الْعِلْمِ. This hadith is speaking to every one of us, including me, because I have come here as well. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told Abu Sa'id al-Khudri before Hajjat al-Wada began. It's interesting, this hadith also is close to Hajjat al-Wada. He said, Oh Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, I'm going to do it. First one, many years from now, there will be small groups of people, small groups. They will come, يَطْلَبُونَ الْعِلْمِ. They're not there for entertainment. They're not there for a specific ibadah. They are there for ilm. They want ilm, knowledge. Because obviously with the knowledge, a person's mind will open, a person's heart will get deeper in his connection with Allah, and his body will readily follow. See, يَطْلَبُونَ الْعِلْمِ. Oh Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, فَإِذَا رَأَيْتُمُوهُمْ, you are going to see one group of them, and many of them you will not see, it will be generations after. So the person who carries this hadith, in this specific incident myself, when you see that group coming, this is an unbroken chain of narration of hadith. When you see that group coming, then tell them, فَقُولُوا لَهُمْ, tell them, from Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, marhaban, marhaban. So I'm conveying this invitation from Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, marhaban, marhaban. And then Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, tell them, marhaban bi wasiyyati Rasulillah. Tell them the glad tidings to them, for they have come to get something that is very special to Allah. That is the wasiyyah. It's not just the advice, it's that last deep emotions of the Nabi of Allah. That's generally what the wasiyyah is. A person is leaving this world, he has a love for somebody, and he gives him a wasiyyah. It's not just words, it's more deeper in love. The Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, give them my wasiyyah. Took later. The Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was thinking of us so many years ago. One more hadith. So, one of the reasons that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam does this in the hadith is so that we as communities, we can build up courage. That our attendance is not just simply to gain information. Trust me, we can't beat Google. Google got all the facts. But this knowledge, subhanAllah, if it is attained in this manner, it's come and it build. It has a trickle effect. You will go home with more and ilm. It will seep into your houses. It will seep into our community. It will literally drip. It will seep. And as a community, we will build stronger. And there is a reason. There is a reason I and every alim and every person of deen should desire that we have a strong dini community. And what is that? And I'll give you the second hadith. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, when every matter will be settled on the day of Qiyamah, the judgment day will be complete. The people of Jannah will be in Jannah. The people of Jahannam will be in Jahannam. But between Jannah and Jahannam there is a wall, there is a gateway, an entrance known as Al-A'raf. So, topic in a series for another day, the typography of Jannah. But anyway, there's a place called Al-A'raf. Some people will be there for a few years. They won't go to Jannah and Jahannam. They won't go to Jannah or Jahannam. They will be in A'raf. And some people in Jannah, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, because they build such a deep bond, a friendship, a community on their relationship of Iman. In the same manner, they should gather in the world. They will start to seek one another out in Jannah. Where's Mr. Where are all the guys from the program? And the guys will get together. May Allah make us all among them. And they will be sitting. And as each one is discussing, one person will ask the next person, but isn't that guy should come? Isn't? Yeah, and isn't you should invite that one? Yeah. Where is he? So then a voice will come. It will be an angel. It won't be another voice will come. It will be an angel who will descend. Your private butler, VIP angel. Gee, what is it? What do you require? We're looking for so and so. You stayed in our community, attended the program. I'm trying to show you the benefit of what we're doing. It's not just a lecture. It's going to build from strength to strength to strength from here. Inshallah. So these two people will be discussing and the angel will say that your Rabb, Allah has said, would you like to see him? Yes. So you will have to go to Al-A'raf. So these two people in the hadith will travel, they will come to Al-A'raf, and there will be his curtains. And it will be asked for him to look. And when the person looks, they will see his brother in Jannah. And they will feel sad. And the angel will ask, there's no sadness in Jannah. Your Rabb asks, what is it? What is the matter? Oh Allah, he was a man who frequented our gathering. All ulama refer to that as generally the gathering of Iman and Ilm or Dhikr. And say, ask Allah to remove it from Jannah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned in hadith that according to his sins and his penalty was supposed to be in Jahannam for 1,000,000 more years. He was only for half a day in Jahannam, but because of that gathering, the relationships built, the Iman, the relationship, the community of Iman that is built around this person, it does not only benefit in this world. This person will spend the duration of half a day in Jahannam, he will be in God. So come, be familiar, we are together in this. See who's not coming, invite more, build that relationship. For it will not end in this masjid, it will end in Jannatul Firdaus. That's the second one. Now, quickly, the choice of the program, of the name, the general name is Khattira. I feel there's a bit of an explanation that's required. We didn't use the word majlis, we didn't use wa'ad, we didn't use nasir, we used the word Khattira. The word khawatir in Arabic refers to a very amazing phenomenon that takes place. Western psychologists and Western scientists are only discovering it in recent days. Islam had it from all the time. According to the West, you think with your brain, and the heart is a singular function. It pumps blood. It regulates blood in the system. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revoked this notion. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam himself in few hadith, and Allah in 3 ayat of Quran. لَهُمْ قُلُوبٌ لَا يَفْقَهُونَ بِهَا. Allah, when He spoke about the heart, they do not have hearts, by which they can understand and think. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam has established that the heart itself is a mode, a receptor of knowledge and understanding. The mind thinks as well, and the heart. It's developed together. And they explain this and they say that the first stage is that knowledge or information passes through a person's heart. If it develops into something interesting, it moves to the mind. And then either a person practices it or it disappears. And the term for when that thought which enters your heart, that one unique thought that enters your heart and lifts you up and spiritually connects you to Allah, that epiphany, that aha moment, because everybody that's coming to this program is going to have a different moment. But some will have it today, some will have it 6 months later, and some maybe 6 years later. Somebody may have that moment completely different, on a completely different idea also. Those are known as khawatir, the soon and the woon of those thoughts that are moving through the heart. Junayd al-Baghdadi rahmatullahi wrote a book called Khawatir al-Qulub, those thoughts that he captured in pen, that altered his life and inspired him and mobilized him into such a deep connection to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Subhanallah. Sheikh Sali, he looked at a donkey. He looked at a donkey and a donkey grazing, and when the donkey was grazing, because Sheikh Siraz comes from Iran, Iran is known for saffron, so when he got out of the grazing pasture, he moved into a saffron field. And he said, look at this donkey. He eats grass and saffron as if it's both invaluable commodities. He was thinking on this khatira, this moment of inspiration was so powerful. He became the man that we know as Allama Shaykh Salih rahmatullahi, the man who is a great poet, great alim, great sheikh, great murabbi, who in all the Darul Ulooms, his Kulista, Bosta, in universities, the whole world is marveled at him. It was one moment, and subhanallah, we will come gathering after gathering, whoever the speaker may be, and we will search for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that moment. Something will click in us. I don't have that. I don't have the answer to that. You don't know the answer, but you will come into these khawatir, into these gatherings, and you will search, and Allah will give it to you. That moment of enlightenment will take place. That noor will settle in your heart. Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi speaks about one of his students who this happened to him once when he was a young boy. And when he came to Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi, he was at the age of 18. He told Imam Abu Hanifa, from the age of 11 to 18, for 7 years, I did not miss one Fard Salah Jama'ah, one Tahajjud Salah, and for 8 years I did not gaze on one Mahram. Those inspirations, those moments, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives it. It's a gift to this ummah. Allah wants to see you. He doesn't, sorry for the slang language, it's not mahala, it's not mahala, banzela, it's not free. There's no freebie with this. Allah wants to see the effort. That is why when Sheikh Ali Sabuni came to South Africa on that famous trip, to start our topic on Hajj, last point, and then we get on an introduction. Sheikh Muhammad Ali Sabuni, when he came for the Jalsa, his last trip to South Africa, and he came to Darul Ulooms. And he shared he was a master in tafsir. He wrote this tafsir known as Tafsir al-Sabuni. Safwatul Tafasir. Beautiful. He says, the first interaction Allah had with human beings was what? The first interaction and the first instruction that Allah had with human beings, and it will remain till Qiyamah, was what? If we were all grappling, nobody could get it right. We said dhikr, and with all the quick, easy answers and love and Shaykh Muhammad Allah Sabuni said, when Allah created Adam alayhi salam, when Allah created him, علم آدم الأسماء أشياء كلها. There was a download process, an infusion. Allah taught him the knowledge and the names of everything. When I was small, I was always interested, like, who decided a rock is a rock? Why don't we call a rock a banana? I mean, like, language has evolved, but there's such a rigid understanding of basic fundamentals. It was an interesting thing. It does not by chance. A fish is not a fish by chance. Allah gave all this information to Nabi alayhi salam. But then here comes the catch. Two things happen. Firstly, Allah didn't just give it to him and let him go. He says, go to those angels, go to them and tell them salam, and then you will continue your learning. So he had to travel a distance. He had to learn from those angels. When he came back, then Allah had the first examination. Allah tested Nabi Adam alayhi salam on the knowledge that was infused into him. Subhanallah. So examination cannot be taken out as freebie and knowledge doesn't work. So Muhammad alayhi Sabuni Shaykh mentioned to us, he said, you see, the first thing, the first command Allah gave, attached to this knowledge, there needs to be a sacrifice. Allah didn't want to just give it to him and go. Allah wanted that movement. Go and search for this knowledge. And when there is some type of sacrifice, and there is some type of giving off from yourself, you're choosing this night, you're leaving, relaxing, you're leaving your food, you're leaving many things to be there. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make it that knowledge will be cultivated and turned into something that will gain you a relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we're going to end off now, we've got about 8 minutes left. So we'll just do quickly Hajj. Over the next few weeks, we are not going to go too in depth with the mas'ala masail of Hajj. But I am going to follow the Hanafi method in the explanation. The Hajj is the hardest topic in Hadith. Why? It has the most narrations because the most Muslims were present. So you have to sift through volumes to come to a decision. It's not simple. There's no one Hadith to A, B, C, D, E. There are many lengthy Hadith. It's a very lengthy topic. But there is something amazing that many times we skip in this Hajj, and that is the seerah, the taking place of the events, the wisdom, and the happenings behind things that we do in Hajj that we take for granted or do in our Umrah. So we want to focus. I think it's going to take me 3 sessions, inshallah. 30 minutes, 3 sessions, inshallah, maybe 4. So we're going to do over 3 sessions the Hajj in the footsteps of Nabi Karim sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Then we're going to end off, because we're going to be just right at Qurbani, then we're going to talk about Hajj connected to Dhul Hijjah, connected to Udhiyyah, and that will be the culmination with Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam's incident as a culmination on our story of the Hajj. As a beginning, they say when you go to the restaurant, I learn these fancy words, entree, I still don't know entrees, and entree, starters, simple English, right? Then they tell you want something, some finger food. We eat all our food, we Muslims eat all our food with our fingers. So just as a beginner, really I don't want to speak to time, just as a beginner, quickly. I want to share something quite interesting. Just on the word Hajj. Just the word Hajj. Imam al-Ghazali, he loved this. He loved it looking at the deeper dimensions of things. He looked at the mas'ala, he looked at the fiqh, and then he drew out deeper dimensions. He's one of only 5 scholars who spoke with us on the specific thing I'm going to speak to. And he said there is a hidden meaning in just the word Hajj. The word Hajj has 3 letters. Ha, Jim, and a second Jim. Ha, Jim, and a second Jim. The 2 Jims are joined together, like that. Then upside down W, dash Jim. So you say Hajj. So you see the Ha of Hajj represents Allah's relationship with this entire world and the people in it and the Muslims. And that is Hilm. Allah's forbearance, Allah's tolerance, Allah's clemency, Allah's wanting betterment for the humankind. Why? Because the hadith tells us that if a person secures a Hajj al-Mabrur, there's a Hajj al-Mabrur, then there's a Hajj al-Mabrur. If a person manages to secure a Hajj al-Mabrur, Nabi Karim sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, his reward is guaranteed forgiveness from all sins, a guarantee of death upon Iman, and a guaranteed spot with Nabi Karim sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in Jannah. It's not a Maqbul Hajj. Maqbul is different, accepted Hajj is different, and Mabrur is different. So Allah has so much tolerance that Allah in over 15 ahadith Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, Allah just wipes away sins from the Hujjaj. Allah forgives, Allah overlooks. There is such an amazing benefit of Hajj, which we'll discuss over the next few sessions, inshallah. So one is the hilm, the rahmah of Allah, that is istiqam. That is Allah. The first jinn is a display of the entire humankind. It's a reality, and that is jurm. Jurm means that mankind are full of inconsistencies and sins. The common theme of Hajj, the power of Hajj, is that when the call goes out, the entire ummah, from the weakest to the strongest, mobilizes themselves to make the labbaik of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this jurm, a whole lot of people, package of sins, they will come. But then how does the Hajj end? There's one more thing at the end, and that is jaza. It ends up with a reward, it ends up with a gift. And what is the gift? In Sahih Bukhari, as I mentioned to you, لَيْسَ لَهُ الْجَزَاءُ إِلَّا الْجَنَّةِ. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that there is no greater reward for the person who has secured himself for a Hajj Mabrur other than a place with Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Jannah. So this is something interesting so that you know the word Hajj. Linguistically, if you translate it, it means to mobilize and move and shift from one condition to another condition. So while we cannot physically attend the Hajj, we can spiritually go through our own internal Hajj. And this is not something I'm making up. Imam Baghawi narrates a hadith in Mishkat al-Masabih. The Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that a person who takes himself from one condition of sin and he promises Allah that he wants to make a hijrah and move away from that sin. And he struggles until he has made the hajj, the hijrah, the movement away from that sin. Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, if he succeeds and he never returns to that sin, he will meet Allah in the condition of complete pleasure. So there is a spiritual movement. And what is the purpose of our program, which we're going to end now, and why we're going to listen and inspire ourselves, so that internally we don't want to be stagnant with ideas, stagnant with emotions, stagnant with spiritual conditions. We want to mobilize, we want to move from one condition to another condition. Sayyidina Umar said that if every Thursday, from one Thursday to a next Thursday, your condition shifts to the positive, then he says, I have hope in Allah that you will not be amongst the people who will die a bad death. You will die a good death. Gauge yourself. We're not on Thursday, so we say inshallah from Wednesday to Wednesday, because I will say no, Allah is not that we can go to Hadith. So according to the Qurtubi, we moved it to the Wednesday. So from one Wednesday to another Wednesday, we need to bring something to our life. Now what is it we're living with today in this last few seconds? What are we living? We are living with a deep desire in our heart for two things. One, Allah, we do need to have a connection. We are lacking it. Let's not kid ourselves. We are lacking in a deeper relationship with Allah. Allah, we want that. We are going to search for it. And the second lesson we're going to leave, the second practice we're going to leave, is regularly we're going to have a yearning for the Kaaba and for Hajj. Regularly, we're going to have a yearning, whether you have done your first Hajj or not. Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi alayhi done 55 Hajj consecutively. 55 years consecutively. And never did he leave the haram, that he said every day after Salat al-Fajr when he started preaching, the first thing before he began his lesson, he says, my heart yearns for the Kaaba, my heart yearns for Hajj. So we want to start creating that love. What will happen? Subhanallah, it is amazing. Allah will start bringing you close to the Kaaba. Allah will bring you close. Allah will take you for Umrah. Allah will take you for Hajj. If not, and what I'm quoting to you comes in a kitab, Zad al-Ihsan. It's a dream, and I'm just going to end with this. It's not a hadith, it's not a saying of a sahabi, it's a dream. And it he is allowed to be narrated. There was a person in Nishapur who only managed to do Hajj once, not Umrah, anything after that. He was quite young, he was baligh, he went with his father, and he had this deep yearning. This is a very well narrated narration. Every year, for 30 years, the Amir of Hajj would see a dream, and in the dream Allah would say, so and so's Hajj accepted, 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 accepted. And this person's name was brought in front, and Allah would say, through him, everyone's Hajj is accepted. Give him the reward. So this Amir of the Hajj was baffled. After years he was making ayan, he was telling when he came in Nishapur and he's visiting, he sees this youngster sitting in the masjid. He's shocked. And he tells him, brothers, this is the man. I don't know what you're talking about. He says, Wallah, the entire Hajj of the entire Ummah is written in your favor. What are you talking about? I only went when I was just baligh. I had my father for Hajj. I am poor. I am a cleaner in this community. He's sitting with the entire reward of the Hajj of the Ummah. What did I say when we started? Only our intention and our capacity is going to block us. So let's leave this gathering. We're going to forget it. That's why maybe we need to do some type of reminders and some type of notes. Otherwise we talk, we forget, maybe we need to do notes. So the two things I'm going to repeat. Number one, we're going to go with the yearning from this majlis, this Khattira, that oh Allah, I want to experience a moment, a pure moment, Ya Allah, where I feel connected to you. And it will be multiple. And the second thing I'm going to leave to this program, I'm going to lift up my hand, I'm going to make the dua, Allah, take me for my Hajj, Ya Allah. I want to be by the Kaaba, Ya Allah. Allah, I want to be in this Hajj, Ya Allah. Make dua for the Hajj. May Allah Ta'ala accept. In akhta'a min nafsi, if I have made mistakes from myself, وإن أصاب من الله everything else is from Allah. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على النبي الكريم. اللهم لك الحمد كله ولك الشكر كله لا أحصي ثناء عليك كما أثنيت على نفسك يا إله العالمين. O most kind Allah, O most merciful Allah, we have some judge that have left our community for Hajj, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, you accept them, Ya Allah. Some of them are ulama, some are non-ulama. Ya Allah, you accept the Hajj, Ya Allah. You give them Hajj al-Maqbool and Mabrur, Ya Allah. Let them bring the Nuraniyat back in this community, Ya Allah. Allah, accept from this gathering, Ya Allah. Unite us in Jannah those again, Ya Allah. Take our program from strength to strength, Ya Allah. Take our program from strength to strength, Ya Allah. Allah, uplift this community, Ya Allah. Allah, accept Qurtuba in your khas court, Ya Allah. Allah, accept Qurtuba in Umrah in your khas court, Ya Allah. Allah, you send the malaika in large numbers to these gatherings, Ya Allah. Allahumma inna nas'aluka al-jannata fil-firdaus wa na'udhu bika min an-nar. Allahumma inna nas'aluka min khayri ma sa'alaka nabiyyuka Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wa na'udhu bika min sharri ma nasta'anuka nabiyyuka Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Anta al-musta'an wa alayka al-balagh wa la hawla wa la quwwata